So, I failed multiplayer again. I guess I'm not doing the episode 10 special thing I was planning on doing. I'm not going to upgrade past 18A until I get multiplayer working and I'm able to have some. And I'm able to spend some time with my friend on this Minecraft world. But you can see I have built a couple things in the meantime, most notably this big golf course. And then if we head over here, I built an 18A jar for some reason. I just thought, why not? I personally feel like the use of the word jar, not only for it meaning Java archive, but for it being the word jar is intentional because it is a sort of a container that contains game data for the game. So it's sort of the same kind of analogy as a .zip file, where when you're like compressing files, you're sort of zipping it up and holding them together. Or in like a package that you can send as a file somewhere. The other big file name that sounds like a container is bin, which I think is just a coincidence since that's just binary. That's just short for binary. And it's used for raw binary data like old game ROMs and whatnot. Sorry if you're picking up my fan. I have a fan pointed at me because it's hot today. So I am wondering what I should build right now, because I still have this area to build something in, and I have this area to build something in as well. In fact, I'm going to build something right here. I'm just going to build a couple like random townhouses or something. You can never have enough residential buildings. In fact, these are going to be sort of like apartments or whatever. Where the actual building interiors are very small, but there's a lot of them. I personally think gravel works well in this version as a kind of carpet. So I did the apartments. There are 4 apartments with this sort of central hallway between them. Oh, I actually forgot to do the sort of staircase in this one. Let me fix that. Yeah, I'm not going to do interiors right now since I don't feel like doing interiors. But this is cool, I guess. It's also right next to my mansion, which is interesting. Like, you can put leaves as windows normally. I don't usually, since we're getting glass in the next update anyway. Even it does mean you can use windows as doors. I did use leaves here, since I think they look cool, though. I'm gonna run around here with leaves as well, to make it look more like grass under here. So I've done that, so now it should look a little less ugly around the bottom. And you may notice that this is right next to the driveway for the police car. As well. And it sort of just fills out that area a bit. Also, I'm going to add an alleyway going between here and here because I want to. Yeah, I don't really have a plan for this episode, given the whole idea was to do was to have had multiplayer set up by this point. But I guess we don't have that. So the issue I have made progress. Now the issue I'm running to with the multiplayer world is that it's having an end of file exception when I try to put the level .dat with the zombie entity removed. So yeah. Yeah, I've only been recording for 8 minutes. I need to have more content. What should I build? What should I build right here? Actually, I sort of want to renovate the temple and make it look a little nicer, because just cobblestone and gravel isn't really going to cut it. I'm probably going to make sort of a facade roof, at least, with some sort of logo on it. So I'm doing that. Then what do I want the logo to be? Maybe a tree? Since they are worshipping a sort of life god after all. Yeah, I think a tree works. Yep. So now we have the Church of Tree. Oh, that's... I fell in the river. I've also added some fancy little decorations to the outside, and then... Also near the church area, like probably at the back near the Spleef Arena, like in this place here, I'm going to have the little sort of graveyard. I'm using wood here because the dirt will just turn back into grass. Though actually no, I could put gravel. Yeah, I'm gonna put like gravel. So we have a here lies whoever. The in-universe inventor of Spleef or whatever. I actually like Spleef because as long as you can port multiplayer to... Well, it can work in like any version of Minecraft as long as you can port multiplayer to it. And for just vanilla versions, it works for any classic version above 15A, for any alpha version, or beta, or any version of the game. It could have been developed as early as, say, 16A02, or even during private testing with 15A. Also, I find it interesting how you can jump 3 blocks in Classic, but not without sprinting in Modern. Or like if you're in beta 1.7.3, I don't think you can jump 3 blocks. I do wonder when that change was made. Yeah, enough of that. I'm going to sort of renovate the donut shop a little bit. I'm going to keep the donut the way it is, but I'm going to swap out some of the block palette a little. Specifically logs, just to bring it into the sort of multiplayer test era, if you know what I mean. Yeah. A lot of this episode is going to be sort of a mess because I don't really know what to do. Because I was expecting to have multiplayer. And I wasn't. And I already did the big build for this episode off camera, which was the golf course. I do think the world is coming along nicely, so I'm pretty sure just for the rest of this episode I want to do a bit of a world tour so that at least I have something special for episode 10. So let's start at the big ocean area. So here's the big ocean. I first dug this out in 13A, but turned it into an ocean in 14A, in, I believe, episode 5. I dug this out as like the very first thing. Here are some Herobrine pyramids. I don't remember when I built them. And these palm trees were added in episode 5, as well as the boardwalk and these buildings. This is the police station. I don't really know where the police station is on the inside, so I just did this. And look, there is a secret tunnel. And let's find out where the secret tunnel leads. It leads to the donut shop. And just because the police love their donuts. The police station aside, we have the pizza shop, which is inspired by Steven Universe having a pizza shop. The big, like, brick oven that they use to cook the pizza. And then here is the library with sort of an upstairs, if I can get upstairs, with sort of an upstairs sort of reading nook. And then this is the counter where you check out stuff. And then that's the boardwalk done. And here we have the apartments which built this episode. And here we have this building, which actually serves as my block museum. If we go up to the top, we have all the blocks that are in this version. Including some illegal ones that I added in with MC Edit. And then we have another smaller building in the same style, which doesn't have anything in it. And these tree garden areas are sort of inspired by Greffin's series. And then this is my mansion, which is sort of my main sort of base. It's going to be my main base once we get to survival. Or, well, in dev, once we get to survival. In survival test, my main base is going to be something else, which we'll get to later. But here, this looks cool. And the walls are made out of sand, which is a little bit of an unusual thing, due to sand usually just being considered a gravity block. But it's just, it is the way to get that sort of white wall color. And I think it looks rather nice. Here's the market, which is another one of the first things I built back in 13A. And this shows off how I don't use leaves for windows, because even though this just leaves the windows open, I can add in glass later. And I don't even know which parts we've done. Oh, this is the survival test base, where I'll be spending most of my time in survival, in Classic. And then here is the church, which I already showed you, but this is like where people worship. This this dude, this life god slash goddess. And then I feel like that's everything on this sort of first block area. There's the Spleef Arena, right? This is a Spleef Arena that I built in preparation for multiplayer. I was originally going to like use it today and play Spleef with my friend, but this ended up not doing so. This is a random house I made. And these are more like random shops which don't have anything in them. And then this is the farm that I built when I was building a mine and a farm in the very first episode. Sorry for the Discord pings. This is a random thing I built with auto-clicker, and there's a mine, which goes underneath the earth. I'm not going to go in it right now since I don't really want to. And then there is the lake, which has a nice little fishing house on it. And then why is there stairs there? And then this is the market again. And then we head over here. There's a little park with a tree and the lake. I think I started building this back in 13A, but finished it in 14A or 18A. And then there is the golf course, which is very big, which I showed off this episode, and the 18A jar, of course, over there. And then over here is the sort of 14A garden with the big tree in the center and like just showing off all of the 14A features, the sand, the gravel, the leaves, the logs, the tree, the water, all of that is being shown off right here. And this is actually the site of the original hole I jumped in to upgrade the 14A, which I turned into a garden. And this garden is built into the large mountain that you see here. And the large mountain is because I wanted to section off sort of an area for post-19A builds. And so yeah, and then this is an area I plan to use for, I don't know, 19A? I don't know. Yeah, I've made a lot of progress on this world, and here's to another 10 episodes. Bye!